Hi, obviously I'm not an artist, and in this log I'm going to be displaying and discussing issue 13 of Hachette's Warhammer 40,000 Combat Patrol. Issue 13 comes with one sprue that holds 2 Terminators. However, in painting log 12, I completed all 5 Terminators. So that officially leaves me nothing to paint for this issue. Let's take a look inside to see if some inspiration strikes. It opens with the how to paint instructions, using blue, black, white, gold and gunmetal paints from the previous issues. Interestingly, 4 out of 5 Terminators have their helmets painted white. This is due to Ultramarine veterans having the designation, and Terminators belong to the First Company and therefore are veterans. The Sergeant does not have this coloration, and therefore its helmet will be a colour that belongs to a paint that is yet to be issued. Into the lore, and we get a description of how Space Marines are created. This has a lovely piece of artwork I've seen many times previous. In it, an Ultramarine is being equipped with his power armour, which is as much a religious ceremony as it is an act of donning a suit of armour. Prayers are said, hymns are sung, incense is burned, creepy cyborg cherubs fly overhead, and standards are flown in the breeze. Oh, standards. Okay, so there's a type of HQ Terminator unit known as a Terminator Ancient. It's been in the Space Marine Codex for many editions now, but its official model is quite rare, especially since it was at first a Space Marine Hero Japanese only blind bag release, and then later a limited release in the UK. I do have 2 Marines from this range, Brother Dyrael and Brother Felion, in my Terminator squad. These were previously seen in the End of Year Review 2024 video. The Ancient from this range, Brother Donato, as stated earlier, is rare, commanding as much as £100 on eBay. However, I have a workaround that won't incur a huge cost and isn't a kit bash either. The Blood Angels Terminator Assault Squad has a standard in one of its sprues, meaning you can build an Ancient at the cost of losing a member of the squad. This does mean not having a legal 5-man squad, but if you have other Terminators to hand, or bought the vanilla Assault Terminator kit, like I did, you'll have parts left over to negate this issue. So therefore, I have built and painted the Blood Angel Terminator Ancient. Oh my god, the standard on this dude. I laughed, I cried, I spent an entire weekend on it. We'll let it spin as I dip back into the issue. Creating a Space Marine is an apt title, as while they're born as regular humans, they're inducted into the chapter after the completion of the trials, and then transformed into an Astartes warrior. The trials themselves can kill the initiative, or if they fail at any point during training or the transformation phase, they will become a mindless cyborg known as a servitor. The biological process is incredibly dangerous and invasive, as bones are hardened and lengthened, muscles are thickened, and new non-human abilities are gained, such as spitting venom and reading memories through the consumption of flesh. Finally, the second skin known as the Black Carapace is added, giving the user its bond with the suit of power armor. Overpage, selecting candidates for Space Marines is identified, stating that they must start this at a young age. Traditionally, these younglings are recruited from warrior tribes or hive world gangs by Space Marine chaplains. They are then tested to prove themselves to be self-sacrificing, fearless and obedient. The artwork is that of the Black Templars mid-combat. This Space Marine chapter is divergent to the others in many ways, such as the depiction here in which aspirants are frequently paired with established battle brothers in a senpai-kohai relationship. Further down the page we see more information, this time on Space Marines' superhuman physiology. It states that Space Marines have specially grown organs that augment them beyond peak human abilities, such as the Laraman's organ, which enables instant healing of most injuries. The multi-lung allows them to breathe safely in deadly environments, and the Cacalspian node eliminates the need for sleep for days or even weeks at a time. However, the most important organ of all is the progenitor gland. When matured, it becomes known as a gene seed. This is harvested upon death by apothecaries to make new Space Marines and therefore keep the chapter alive. Okay, story time, and we are back with Bonds of Honor Part 3. Let me just swap these minis out. That's better. As when we left off last time, a Tyranid Prime had wounded Sergeant Ascaton in their duel. The other Silver Templars leave him to it and fight back the hordes of termagants surrounding them. Ascaton, thought to be dead, kicks out at 2, takes a Phoenix down, and gets back up to fight the Prime. He picks its legs and crushes it, while lamenting whether Tyranids feel pain in the conventional sense. He then punches a hole in its wings. It retaliates and gashes Ascaton's face, to which he responds with withdrawing his knife and badly wounding it. The squad occasionally looks over its shoulder while fighting off the Gaunts to see the sergeant finish it off. Brother Mectras kicks Ascaton his bolt pistol, to which he then shoots it, and it finally dies. The Gaunts, now that the Prime is dead, lose coordination and purpose, but not their volume. The Templar squad redouble their effort and fight on until the creatures are either killed or in retreat. After a short sigh of relief, they find a tunnel of alien design, and Brother Herculon tosses a grenade into it. However, the tunnel does not collapse as expected. Intrigued, the squad venture in, unsure whether it is a dwelling, fortification, or a pathway. It is eerily silent as they continue into the darkness. Eventually the silence becomes a hum and then a rustle. Mectras fires off a rogue bolt into the black. It hits a creature and the squad realize they're not alone. Ooh, spooky. The Terminator squad are here, and it's time to identify their background and give them a name. Then we find their datasheet. They have a buffed up marine profile, toughness 5, 2+ armor save, and a 4+ invulnerable save. Core abilities include deep striking through teleporting. Faction abilities are Oath of Moment, which is re-rolling hits on selected targets, and Fury of the First. This adds +1 to hits on Oath of Moment targets. Special rules detail leaders and how they join and synergize with their squads. This is often dictated by category, such as armor type for Space Marines, as identifies which units can be led by which leaders. There are demonstrations further on that display how the Terminator Librarian would use its ability Veil of Time to give extra hits to itself and the Terminator squad in the shooting phase. It also shows how the Terminator Captain, if leading, would increase the chances of a successful charge with the Terminator squad using its special ability Unstoppable Valor. This then allows the player to choose which leader is more desirable based on playstyle or other circumstances. 2 new abilities are introduced: Stealth, which subtracts 1 from hit rolls when attacking, making them harder to hit. It selects the Von Ryan's Leapers as an example of a unit that can do this, but others can do too, such as Space Marine Scouts. Fight First, which is exactly what it sounds like, makes units with it fight first. Again, Von Ryan's Leapers can do this, as can Space Marine Judiceers. Scenario 9, Burden of Command, pitches all the Tyranids from previous issues to fight and score objective against the Terminators, but with the choice of either the Librarian or Captain to lead them. The mission is won based on point scoring or if the Space Marine leader character is slain. Anyway, issue 13 is complete. Next issue comes with that viscous acrylic coloured liquid you brush on your models. It's on the tip of my tongue. What you call it? Never mind, it'll come to me. Please like, comment and subscribe as I continue to chronicle the collecting, construction and creating.